Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ Live here on youtube.com/AaronRift, NoDQ, also on NoDQ.com, of course. Thank you for watching live, and if you are watching on demand, thank you as well for checking out the video. So, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We are coming off Smackdown Live with Hell in a Cell, less than 3 weeks away now. By the way, if you are watching live, please share this video on social media, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Reddit, What Culture, any website that you go on to discuss wrestling. If you know somebody who watches wrestling, call them, text them, whatever. Have them check out NoDQ Live because I got some ranting and raving to do tonight. This is going to be fun. We have 40 live viewers already. Smackdown Live. So I'm going to wait a few minutes before I address the elephant in the room, which is the Jinder Mahal promo. I'm going to wait till we get some more live viewers. Overall, I thought Smackdown Live was an okay show. I thought both shows were pretty weak this week. I thought Raw was a throwaway. I felt it was mostly filler. This week's SmackDown Live, a little bit to advance to Hell in a Cell. Not really much with the Shane-Kevin Owens fallout from last week. I figured there would be something bigger happening on this week's show. But no, we just had Shane McMahon come out saying he's going to beat the hell out of Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell. Owens did his little phony apology via satellite. So not much to that feud as far as advancement goes. We did have Charlotte make her return and cut a promo to set up a four-way match to determine Natalya's challenger at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which Charlotte did win in the main event, which is fine. Charlotte versus Natalya should be a good match for the women's title at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We now have some more viewers. Again, if you're watching live, please share this on social media. Let's try to break 200, maybe 250 tonight, because I got a big rant coming about Jinder Mahal, but I'm gonna wait until we get some more viewers in here. No Nakamura tonight except for a backstage promo, and I will also address that in a few minutes here. The Angry Popcorn Universe, Baron Corbin sucks. I wasn't a big fan of the segment tonight. I thought Baron Corbin's acting was pretty weak. So you had Ty Dillinger attack Baron Corbin, and the Corbin-AJ Styles match never really got underway. So is Corbin feuding with Ty Dillinger now? I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like Corbin has lost all of his momentum, and he's just a guy now. And he's getting TV time while guys that still have some momentum, like Bobby Roode, are not on television. Now, I know some will argue, well, WWE is setting up Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode, and Ziggler doing all the impressions is going to lead to Bobby Roode finally confronting him. We'll see what happens, but I feel that old saying does apply, out of sight, out of mind, and Bobby Roode is a new character to casual fans, so for him to already disappear, I'm not sure it's the best thing in the world for him to keep him off television completely right after you debut him. I mean, he had that momentum the first week he came in. He was getting a good reaction, and then he came out the second week, and then he pretty much disappeared after that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if he comes out and confronts Ziggler before Hell in a Cell, and then they have their match. And I'm sure in Detroit, Roode will get a good reaction. So it's not like it's over for Roode yet. But I would certainly have him appear next week. I would not drag this out to the last week before Hell in a Cell. I think they should definitely shoot the angle by next week if they're going to do something with Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Does Owens need 2 wins at Hell in a Cell after tonight's promo? I feel like Owens should definitely win at Hell in a Cell. I don't see any purpose in Shane McMahon winning. But then again, Shane needs to look strong heading into Hell in a Cell, so they got to do something. I mean, Shane McMahon and Undertaker, looking back on that, it was hard to buy into Shane as a credible threat to The Undertaker, but there was still a lot of intrigue in that match, and I think there will be for this one as well, just because Shane is known for taking all the crazy bumps. But just like the Undertaker match, you know, I think Owens should largely dominate the match. Maybe Shane will do some crazy bump again. Maybe they'll have blood. Who knows? But I feel they got to do something for that match coming up at Hell in a Cell. It's got to be pretty significant with all the build-up. For Vince to take all that punishment and then the Hell in a Cell lacks, I mean, that would be a huge disappointment. Okay, so we got enough people watching right now. I am going to address the Jinder Mahal situation. Was I offended by it? No. I do not get offended by pro wrestling angles, especially controversial ones. Now, with that being said, I thought it was incredibly stupid because all it's going to do is alienate viewers. And that's the last thing WWE needs right now. Look at this week's SmackDown. Another disappointing crowd. The entire upper deck in Oakland, California was empty, and a lot of the sections on the lower level were empty as well. SmackDown is suffering attendance-wise. Raw is too. The last thing you need to do is alienate more viewers. Yes, I like when the envelope is pushed, but this angle, what is it accomplishing? Is it getting people invested in the Nakamura feud with Mahal? And I believe the answer is no. I think it's making Nakamura look bad, first of all. The fact that Mahal goes out there, and I guess the idea is that Mahal is supposed to be a hypocrite. He's complaining about the fans being prejudiced against him while he's doing the same thing to Nakamura. I'm assuming that's the point of the storyline. But the thing is, where is Nakamura? All they do is have him do a backstage promo, and he just says a few words and that's it. He should be coming out there and beating the hell out of Jinder Mahal. So it's making Nakamura look like an extremely weak babyface. What is WWE thinking here? What is Road Dogg thinking? What is Road Dogg smoking when he came up with this? The thing that I find the most annoying about the segment is the fact that it just makes Nakamura look like a complete goof. And that's not how you want your main event babyface to come off as. Are they trying to ruin Nakamura? Mahal I don't care about. Mahal is a poor man's version of Muhammad Hassan. That's all he is. It's lousy. He can come out there, and it feels like they are so desperate right now to try and get people to care about Jinder Mahal. That's what it comes off like to me. It's not good heat. It's very cheap, and everything he's done is cheap heat, coming out there and bashing the USA. Anybody can do that. You can take some random person, throw them in the ring, have them say USA sucks, and they're going to get booed. So it's not clever, it's not creative, it's not funny, it's not entertaining. I am not entertained by Jinder Mahal. I think it sucks. I think he is likely going to go down as the worst WWE champion of all time. The worst of all time. And people were saying for the longest time, you got to give Jinder a chance, don't hinder Jinder, blah, blah, blah. I know people are half saying that sarcastically, but it's clear as day now. This experiment with Jinder has been a failure. And from my understanding, the network subscriptions have not improved in India. Business is not booming in India. From all the fans I've talked to that are in India, the Indian fans aren't buying into Jinder Mahal. So it's not working. It's flopping. The attendance says a lot. Is Jinder Mahal selling merchandise? I highly doubt it. And it doesn't seem like he's making any kind of difference in the Indian market. So what is the point here? What is WWE trying to accomplish? He has no credibility as a heel. He's a joke. The whole thing's a joke, and nothing against him personally. It's the character that absolutely sucks, and it's boring. I am bored with it. Bored to tears. Ever since Jinder Mahal won the SmackDown title, the show has gone downhill. I agree with you, Aaron. Looking at some of the comments here. Keith says Aiden English is actually a far better performer than I thought. I agree. I love Aiden English. I'm glad he's getting TV time. I like the character. Somebody said, why is attendance low recently? Maybe it's due to no pyro. It's just due to the fact that the shows are not very compelling. They're boring more times than not. And when you have Jinder Mahal on top as champion, I mean, maybe WWE needs to go back to the old train of thought that you need to have draws and you can't just rely on the brand name. And I think the brand name is just getting weaker and weaker as each week and each month goes by. And I think you need to start building new stars and giving stars some credibility. Like Braun Strowman, and I will talk about that on the predictions video for No Mercy, why I feel it's really important to build a new star. And I think Braun Strowman needs the rocket strapped to him and he needs to beat Brock Lesnar. But again, I will talk more about that. The predictions video will be up tomorrow. We will talk about that. So, Dolph Ziggler, I see some of the comments on here about Ziggler's entrance. Ziggler coming out there imitating Triple H, imitating Shawn Michaels. You know, he's been doing that for 5 years, but whatever. And then he comes out. Who's the third person? I forgot the third. Oh, just DX. He came out as DX. So I'm assuming next week Bobby Roode is going to come out. But then again, I thought that for this week. The crowd was chanting CM Punk during this segment. It's too bad WWE's not going to Chicago anytime soon, because they could have him come out as CM Punk. They wouldn't, of course. You know, it's funny. WWE thinks they're being so cutting edge and clever by having Jinder Mahal make fun of Nakamura and, you know, do the racist stuff there. But if they really had balls, if Road Dogg and Vince and all of them had balls, have Dolph Ziggler come out as CM Punk. That would actually be funny and entertaining, which of course means they won't do it. Somebody said CM Punk will be back, mark my words. I think he will be back. It's just a matter of time. If somebody put a gun to my head and said, will CM Punk be back? I would say yes. I would say one day he will be back on WWE television. Your thoughts on the situation of What Culture Wrestling? I don't follow it at all, so I really have no comment on it. Due to poor attendance, do you think... I missed that question. Can Mark Henry headline the Hall of Fame in 2018? I doubt it. I don't think Mark Henry is a big enough star to headline the Hall of Fame. I really don't see that happening. I think that's very unlikely. WWE would have to be completely out of guys to go with him. Daniel Bryan Hall of Fame? If Coco can go in, Daniel Bryan can go in. Daniel Bryan, I think, will headline a Hall of Fame some year. What happened to Kayfabe Candy Ass? You would have to ask him. He's still on Twitter. I think it's Planet Kayfabe is his username. Just search it on Twitter. Ask him where he is. I miss questions from Kayfabe Candy Ass. And I was disappointed. He never submitted a question for episode number 1000. Certified G is here. Yes, we know. Thank you, Jeffrey. What's up with TNA changing names again? They suck. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. They absolutely suck. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, some people are getting on my case. They're Impact Wrestling now. No, they are TNA, and they will be TNA for life. Until they actually change their brand and do something different and innovative and entertaining, they are going to be TNA, whether they like it or not. And I don't care. When I post on NoDQ.com, it's TNA. They are TNA for life until they can come up with something better. I am not calling them IW. They are TNA, and as long as they do TNA things, then they deserve that acronym. They deserve to be called TNA. So, tough shit, Ed Nordholm and the people at TNA Wrestling. Cody Rhodes at Starrcade. I don't know. That is very interesting. I think that depends. Let's put it this way. If WWE gives Cody Rhodes a good deal to come back, they promise him a big push, he gets better pay, you know, he's a businessman. He's going to do what's best for him and his family. If WWE makes him the right offer, he will be back. And I think he will be back one day. Will it be the Starrcade show? I mean, that doesn't seem like the ideal place to bring him back. I would think if he's going to come back, he's going to come back on a pay-per-view or on television at least, not a house show. it's possible he could come back before that. I mean, Cody could really come back at any time. I think it just depends on when WWE makes him the right offer and when the time is right for him. The time has to be right. Is the timing right at this moment? If I was Cody, I would wait, because there are guys that are struggling to get TV time right now, and it doesn't seem like there's a good spot for him. It feels like he would get lost in the shuffle. So if I was Cody, I'd wait. I'd wait until WWE is in the need of somebody, and maybe wait a little bit longer to come back and make a difference. I think Cody would probably be best off waiting, but who knows? He could be back at any time. I think the odds are good he will be back someday. It's just a matter of when. Starrcade should be a pay-per-view. I think that it should, if they're going to bring back a WCW name. I'd rather see the WCW names replace some of these gimmick pay-per-views. I'd love to see Halloween Havoc instead of TLC. I think that would be way better. So yeah, there are some cases where I think, bringing back a WCW pay-per-view name would be more interesting than doing a themed pay-per-view. And somebody here said, is Chris Jericho overrated? His question, his comment, not mine. Absolutely not. Chris Jericho is one of the best of all time. He's great at everything he does. I don't think there's any version of Chris Jericho that I would say is overrated. I think Jericho is one of the greatest of all time in every category you can think of. Is Zack Ryder turning heel? I have no idea. That is another interesting storyline, because on SmackDown this week, the Hype Brothers lost. And yes, they are the Hype Brothers as far as I'm concerned, because I'm white. I'm a lame white guy, so I'm going to say Hype Brothers instead of Hype Bros. But yeah, backstage, Mojo Rawley was a bit frustrated with Ryder. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Mojo will turn. Who knows? I'm not sure I care that much. I mean, I think it's a little bit interesting, but unless they have a really good ending to this, then I'm not going to care. They really need to do something good with the storytelling for me to really care about it long term. Maybe they'll both turn heel. Somebody here said the Hype Brothers turning heel. Maybe. Somebody here said push Rusev. So that was another segment on tonight's SmackDown. Rusev beat Randy Orton in about 10 seconds. Of course, Orton had defeated Aiden English, and then Aiden got on the apron right when the match started, and that's what led to Rusev getting the victory. So it looks like we are going to see another Randy Orton versus Rusev match at Hell in a Cell. Whatever. I mean, they got nothing better to do with either guy, so they're just throwing the two of them into a match with each other, and it is what it is. Orton's 2004 push, your thoughts? I liked it, but making Randy Orton a babyface was a mistake. I mean, it was just too soon for Orton to be a babyface. He just really didn't have it in his character yet to be a babyface. He was way better as a heel. So, the face run flopped, but I mean, he was definitely up there in terms of star power. Coming off of that match with Mick Foley, I thought that was when Orton really began to shine. And, you have to make new stars, and that's what they did. They pulled the trigger with Orton. The only problem is they turned him face, and Orton just didn't work in that role. And when Batista turned, it worked a lot better. Batista just was naturally able to transition to a babyface better at that stage of the game. So let's see some of the other comments on here. Batista 2005, your thoughts? Great. I love that 2005 run. Batista was hot. He beat Triple H. He had a very good Hell in a Cell match with Triple H. And he was champion for the rest of the year until he got injured and he had to relinquish the title. I thought that was a great run. Maybe the best run of his career, next to the end of his WWE run when he was doing the whole spotlight gimmick. Ricky Lawson, best Kane match. That one I have to think about. Off the top of my head, oh man, I'm going to say the 6-man match with Team Hell No, and I think it was Orton, I'm not sure. The match where the Shield lost for the very first time. So, Kane was in that match, so I'll say that was Kane's best match. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to remember really great Kane matches. I mean, Kane's had some good matches, but thinking about all-time classic matches, that's tough with. That's tough to come up with something there. No mention of Bobby Heenan tonight. Well, WWE did mention Heenan on Raw and did the tribute to him. So, that's fine. They don't have to do it on both shows. Raw's the main show that the most people watch. So I was fine with them doing the segment on Raw. Are you happy to see WCW Thunder back on the network, or finally on the network, I should say? I had heard that it was going to be on the network. Is it actually officially on the network now? If so, I got some bad wrestling to watch pretty soon. Maybe not as bad as... Well, you know what? To be fair, SmackDown tonight was not as bad as the worst Thunder episodes. I mean, there were some WCW-esque things on this show, like the Jinder Mahal promo. But still, WCW Thunder was just a level of bad that only TNA has been able to recreate in recent years. Where's Sami Zayn? Great question. He's another guy. I feel so bad for Sami Zayn because he's one of the most talented guys in WWE, and people were saying he should go to SmackDown. He'll be used better on SmackDown. And he's actually been used less since moving to SmackDown. He's been missing a lot of television. At least on Raw, he was getting TV time. So yeah, Sami Zayn on SmackDown has not been a hit by any stretch of the imagination. And that's really disappointing. I think Sami Zayn's an incredible talent, one of the best that WWE has, and they're doing nothing with the guy. I mean, he just performs great night after night, one of the best, absolutely. Will WrestleMania 34 be John Cena's last match? That I don't know. That is up in the air. I think Cena will wrestle well past WrestleMania 34. But then again, if he gets a lot of movie roles, who knows? I cannot see WrestleMania 34 being the last match for John Cena. I think the likelihood is he'll be around. Maybe he'll have a part-time schedule. Maybe he'll come back for one match. But I think we will see more of him after WrestleMania 34. Maybe not quite as much, but... I could see Cena maybe wanting to start a family with Nikki, getting married, doing more movies. I think his involvement in WWE will continue to decrease in the coming years, but I don't think he will be done completely. I don't think he'll be done completely anytime soon. I think Cena will always want to come back, and he can get some big dream matches for the next 5 years, perhaps. Thoughts on No Way Jose? I've never been a big fan of him. I think he's all right, but I think the NXT fans... I mean, I could be wrong because, to be fair, I did say Enzo and Cass. I wasn't sure if that was going to translate well to the main roster, and it did. It did well. It did better than I thought it would do. Maybe No Way Jose will do good on the main roster, but I don't know. I sense it's a gimmick that's going to have a short shelf life. It feels like Adam Rose 2.0 to me. Just feels like something that's not going to have a lot of longevity on the main roster. Looking at some of the other comments here. Do you think there'll be a heel turn between Cena or Reigns? No, I don't. I will talk about this more on the predictions video. I don't think either guy is going to turn ever. I don't think we're going to see a bad guy John Cena or a bad guy Roman Reigns. They are both Superman. They have the big S or the spider, whatever Roman's logo is, on their chest. And that's the way they're going to be for the foreseeable future. Probably forever. I don't think either guy's going to turn, honestly. Where's the Dolph Ziggler storyline going? I'm assuming it's going to lead to Bobby Roode coming out, confronting Ziggler. Ziggler's going to do Roode's entrance, and that will set up the match. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble 2018? No idea, too soon to say, but if you ask me, for my opinion, I think Nakamura should win the title from Mahal ASAP, destroy Jinder Mahal, put Jinder Mahal to pasture, and then at the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles wins the Rumble match and goes on to face Nakamura at WrestleMania. But let's be real here. I think it's unlikely we're going to see that match for the WWE title. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong about that. But my gut feeling is it's going to be something lame like John Cena versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Should Melina go into the Hall of Fame? Maybe. I mean, I think she was a fairly big star in WWE in the Divas division. But, I guess... What match was considered like the greatest match of all time? Was it Alicia Fox versus Melina? What's the match that that what's her name mentioned on Tough Enough. If somebody can help me with that. Was it Melina versus Alicia Fox? Was that the match? Somebody help me here. Yes, it was Melina versus Alicia Fox. So yeah, the greatest match of all time. Yeah, I guess you should induct her into the Hall of Fame. Jerry Jarrett, WWE Hall of Fame, your thoughts? I don't think so. I think the problem there is guilty by association. Vince is not high on Jeff Jarrett. I mean, Jeff Jarrett is far from Vince's favorite person, and the Hall of Fame is all about politics. So if you're Jarrett, you are probably not going into the Hall of Fame ever. Will we see an Aaron Riff face turn? I am a face. I am a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. I'm just a guy. I'm a good guy. Let's see some of the other comments here. I'm not a heel. I'm a good guy. What did you think of the Goldust-Pillman feud? I enjoyed it. I liked that feud. It was unfortunate, very sad about what happened to Brian Pillman, and I think they would have had a great storyline. I believe the plan was for Marlena to turn heel on Goldust and join up with Brian Pillman legitimately, not just be under his spell and being forced to be his servant. She was actually going to go heel and manage him. So I think that would have been really interesting. I think it would have been very entertaining. Like I've said on NoDQ panel videos, I think if Pillman had lived, him and Austin would have had a great feud in 1998. Pillman would have been a top heel, and it would have been some very entertaining stuff. Are you going to Raw in Portland next month? Yes, I am. I will be at Raw in Portland. And just as a reminder to everyone, I will be at No Mercy this Sunday. We got a NoDQ meetup before the show. If you are anywhere in the LA area, come stop by at the Hooters before the show for the meetup. Should be a fun time. Look forward to seeing some of you there. Maybe Gilberto will be there. I'm trying to get him to show up, but he's a little bit unpredictable. You guys could get to meet the ultimate troll, the biggest troll in the internet wrestling community, Gilberto, a.k.a. Gilly Sanchez, a.k.a. Gilly Willy. You guys can meet that fabulous troll. Maybe. No guarantees, though. I mean, he's an unpredictable man. So I don't know if he'll be there or not. Looking at some of the other comments here. Who should be the next U.S. champion? Not Baron Corbin. Right now, I would say keep it on AJ until you can find somebody good. What do you guys think? Who should beat AJ for the U.S. title? I don't think it should be Baron Corbin at this point. I would not mind Roode, but Roode's a face right now. I guess you could turn Roode heel. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a good choice. I like Sami Zayn as a choice, or Bobby Roode. One of the two. Maybe Dolph Ziggler, if you want to try to do something with him. Why are you a libertarian? Because I believe in liberty. I believe in people having the right to live their lives as they see fit, as long as they are not doing harm to other people. So that's enough of the politics. Moving on here. Thoughts on the rock and roll? Oh, I missed it. These comments go by so quickly. Aaron got drunk. I do not drink. I am straight edge. CM Punk stole my gimmick. Let's see here. Is Dolph on crack? You would have to ask him that question. Rusev. Just looking at what's up with the empty stadiums. Again, not a very compelling show right now. I think that's the biggest reason why. Should WWE play games? No, I missed that one too. Is Corey Graves? Oh man, these questions are going way too fast. Not reading off that one. Do you think Undertaker and Sting will ever have a segment together? I don't think so, unfortunately. I know Sting wanted that match really bad. As far as them even having a segment together, I don't think so. I just don't think WWE would book that segment and tease the fans when there's really no realistic possibility of that match happening. And quite frankly, I don't think the match would be all that good. I think that Undertaker is too beaten down. I don't even know if Undertaker can wrestle again. Sting, it's unlikely he's ever wrestling again. It wouldn't be good. It's too late. 2011 was really the cutoff if they were going to do it. Maybe 2015 it would have been okay. But by the time Undertaker's streak had ended, I think a lot of that mystique was gone. You know, the time has passed. It's too late. I really do feel it's too late. You should play WWE games, doesn't have to be the new one. Well, I do plan on buying the WWE 2K18 game when it comes out, so stay tuned for that. If you had to bet how many more matches for Undertaker, 0, maybe 1, but I really think it should be it for him. I don't know if it will be it. You know, it's never over until it's over, but there's always a possibility for one more match. I just don't see it happening. Who's more overrated, Cena, Orton, or Triple H? Probably Orton. I like Randy Orton, but I wouldn't say he's one of the best of all time. I mean, I think he's top 25, but there's just something for whatever reason. You know, he has good matches. He can cut good promos. He's got an interesting character. He's very good in a lot of ways, but is he the best at anything? That I don't know. He's very well-rounded, but I don't know if he's one of the best of all time. He's definitely, you know, he's had a lengthy reign in WWE. He's had longevity. So I don't know. I don't know if Orton's among the best of the best, but he's really good. He's really good in all the categories. Will you push Conehead and NoDQ CAW? If NoDQ CAW comes back, Conehead, I think I will give him a chance, but, you know, I'm not sure if Conehead, in the 10 years that NoDQ CAW has been gone, I'm not sure if he has really been getting in the best of shape and working the CAW indies. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyways, we'll see what happens with NoDQ CAW, if it will ever come back. Never say never. Looking at some of the other comments here. Stop it, Braden. Just stop. Worst promo of 2017 so far. Pick your choice. Jinder Mahal last week or Jinder Mahal this week. Both of them have been pretty lousy. Or any Jinder Mahal promo for that matter. Anyways, guys, on that note, that'll wrap things up for this edition of NoDQ Live. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, stay tuned to NoDQ.com this weekend for No Mercy coverage. I will be there at the Staples Center doing on-location coverage. I'll be doing some live videos over the weekend. Stay tuned. Tomorrow will be the predictions video. That will be going up on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. Please keep spreading the word, and I will see you guys next time.